Hi guys, Telegram Sam here with another video. Today I thought I would show you guys what is in my to be listened to crate. This was actually the crate that I first had when I started collecting records, and then my record collection quickly outgrew this crate and I had to upgrade to an actual shelf and cube system that I have going currently. But yeah, this crate is what I put all of my newly bought records into, just so I have a chance before I put stuff in my collection, especially thrift store stuff that is more blind buys, to make sure it's something I like and to see if it's something I actually want to put in my collection. So yeah, starting off with, I got Nona Hendrix Female Treble. This was a thrift store blind buy. I don't know, but I just love this cover, and it's just very kind of 80s. Almost reminds me of Mad Max, her style. But yeah, I actually realized the next album that I'm gonna pull out, La Belle Chameleon, I showed this in my last video, that she is one of the singers that is part of this Patti LaBelle, Sarah Dash, Noah Hendrix group. So yeah, I didn't realize when I bought these two that she was also part of this. So that's cool. I guess this is supposed to be sort of 80s pop, funk, soul, from what Discogs described it as. And this is supposed to be disco soul. This was the late 70s, I believe. Yeah, 1976. So yeah, this is a little bit earlier than the record I just showed. So it'll be interesting to hear the contrast of her voice, how it's changed between the 70s and the 80s, and doing her own solo thing. So very interested in that. This was also picked up in that same thrift buy. This is Novo Combo. I don't know, this just looked very kind of cheap tricky to me. It just looked interesting. It's definitely sort of 80s pop rock. Yeah. And then this one's actually kind of cool. This one's I think the band is Big Boss Sounds, and the title of it is Reckless Sleepers. I don't know, I just love that cover. And then when I was looking at the sleeve, it's an IRS label sleeve. I don't know, I just always trust stuff that comes off of the IRS label is a really great 80s sort of punk new wave label. It came out with the Cramps did stuff with them, as well as the Fine Young Cannibals. So I'm interested to see how this ends up being. Next we got Mitch Ryder, Never Kick a Sleeping Dog. I love this cover. This is such a badass cover. And plus he looks a lot like John Cougar Mellencamp, and he actually even covers a couple of John Cougar Mellencamp songs in this, so I'm assuming he's probably a John Cougar Mellencamp knockoff. But yeah, I don't know, it just looks interesting. And plus I like John Cougar Mellencamp, so. This one is Snuff Night Fighter. This is an EP. It has only 5 songs on it, but from what I discovered on Discogs, it's kind of like an experimental jazz. And it's from 1983. So yeah, I just saw that it was called Snuff, so I don't know. It sounded kind of punk rocky to me, so picked it up. So yeah, those were all from the same thrift store find. And then these next 5 are from a record store called Tomorrow Records in Portland, Oregon. Yeah, that's probably one of the best record stores I've been to. I find a lot of record stores here, if they have used stuff, they just blow it through the roof. They'll just automatically put a $20 sticker on it just because it's from the 60s or 70s. It's from a slightly well-known artist, even though in reality it's probably only a $5 or $7 record. But I found the stuff at this record store was really well priced, and plus they factored the outer sleeve wasn't in good condition, or if the record had some like nicks or scratches on it. It had like little these labels had like little notes on them saying like, oh, this has static, or oh, it has some scratches on it. So yeah, I really recommend them if you live in the Portland, Oregon area. This is Put It In Your Ear by Paul Butterfield. Um, he's kind of like, you know, blue-eyed soul R&B from like the 70s, but I've heard his name before, but I don't think I've ever really listened to his music. And this was only $5, so I picked it up, and plus the cover is pretty cool. So, yes. And this is the Meister Singers Echoes Heart Mountain. I think Echoes is the actual title. Um, but yeah, this doesn't this just look something like an indie band from now would have as their cover? But then looking at the back, I saw that it's from like the 1970s, and that this is the Meister Singers are like a country gospel band. But I don't know, something about this like really intrigued me. And again, this was only $5, and I love that weird like sort of country stuff. So I was like, I'll see what this is about. I was so excited when I saw this. It's funny because I made this rule for myself that if I order stuff online, I have to wait until that arrives before I can order something else, or else I would go completely broke and just buy shit offline. And I was gonna get this online after the package I was waiting for came, but then I saw this there. I was like, oh, I'll just get it now. Plus, it was a little bit cheaper there than online. But yeah, this is Old Dirty Bastards Return to the 36 Chambers, the dirty version. I also showed this in my last video. I just love Old Dirty Bastard. I love his music. I grew up listening to his music on the radio, so, and plus he's just one of my favorite Wu-Tang Clan members. And RZA worked on this album with him, who was also in the Wu-Tang Clan. And yeah, like all of his great hits were off of this. Yeah, I just love ODB, so had to get that. Been wanting that one for such a long time. When I saw this, I feel like I saw or heard someone in the VC talk about this, because I recognize this cover, but I can't remember who I saw talk about this. But this is a Silver Convention. They were like an all-women 70s group, and this is kind of like funky disco soul. But I don't know, that cover is just so freaking cool. It's like a slot machine, but there's like silver women, and just like, it's so cool. I bet on camera it doesn't give it any justice, but yeah, that looks just so sick. Really excited to hear that one. And then next, I've been getting into more like funk and soul in the last 2 years or so, so I'm really trying to bulk up on my funk and soul records. And I don't have anything from Sly and the Family Stone, so I got scanned. Yeah, this was really cheap too. This was $15. This is an original 1969 pressing. It's a gatefold. Yeah, I'm super excited to listen to this one. Has some of their like greatest early songs on it. Oh yeah, so that was that for the records. I got that record store. This was an online purchase I made. This is Lee Moses. How Much Longer Must I Wait? Singles and Rarities, 1965-1972. This just has some of the demo stuff that he was working on before he made his only studio album. I can't remember what it's called, but it's so great. I need to get that on vinyl too. But I just saw this online, and I was like, oh my god, I have to have that. And plus, it was on this really cool color vinyl. It's on this really pretty sort of cream red vinyl. But yeah, I guess only 1,000 of these in this color variant were pressed. So that's really cool. It wasn't that expensive either. It was only like 20 or 30 bucks. But yeah, I'm really excited. I don't have any of Lee Moses stuff, so he's a great like guitar, rhythm and blues sort of soul singer. He's great. I would suggest looking up his song Bad Girl. It's such a great song. And then these next three I actually found at a thrift store last night after I got off work. I just decided, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go to the thrift store that's half an hour away and see if they have anything. So um, this next one's really weird because I've been watching this show that Fuse did. I don't know if they're still doing it, but it's called Crate Diggers, and it's where they go to these. Mainly, it's like a lot of DJs and go to their houses or their studios where and they just talk about records and the records they own. And they did one with Jello Biafra from Dead Kennedys, and he was talking about how one of his favorite records he has, it was one of his parents' records, and it was like an old school like Chinese, Japanese, just like Asian music in general. But he said that he and his friends got high once and they decided to listen to that, and he just like fell in love with it and thought it was like the most psychedelic thing that he ever heard. And I was like, oh, like the next time I go thrift shopping or just record shopping in general, I'm gonna keep an eye out for some like Asian stuff. And literally the first thing I saw, which I've never seen before ever, when I went to this thrift store was this hi-fi in an Oriental garden. And I guess it's just a collection of some traditional Asian songs from various places like Japan, Korea, the Philippines, Thailand, and China. But I was just so excited when I found this, and plus this cover looks pretty similar to the same cover Jello was holding up. So I was like, that's so wild that I pretty much almost found the exact same thing he had, and this was made in the 50s as well, I believe. So that's just really cool. This one's interesting too. So this is the music of Rod McCuen. Not sure how you pronounce that. Conducted by Dick Jacobs, written in the Stars of the Zodiac Suite. I don't know, I just loved this cover. It's sort of psychedelic 60s, 70s cover. Yeah, this is just some orchestral music, I believed, but like each song is based off of one of all the zodiac signs. So Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. So yeah, I just thought that was kind of cool. And in my last video, I talked about one of the concept albums I have is an orchestral record that's based off of all the planets in the solar system. So I thought this was kind of like that. So I'm interested to see what this sounds like. And then this, I got super excited when I found this. So this is Ricky Nelson's Ricky. I am a huge fan of the band The Cramps. They're kind of like a punk rockabilly band that from the 70s and 80s. They were just so good. And I know one of their all-time favorite like singers was Ricky Nelson. So this really excited me, and plus this is like original version from the 50s. And then hang on, you'll see that I'm wearing like pajama pants, but this is something cool that I found in that record. It's a headshot of Elvis Presley when he was in the military. So I just thought that was cool. I don't think it came with this record originally. I think someone probably just threw it in here as like a keepsake and to keep things together. But yeah, this is definitely going to be going on my little music setup wall. And then I got these next three this morning when I went to the thrift store. This is Many Sunny Places by Scott Fagan. Yeah, I don't know why, but like his name like rung a bell. But I guess this is kind of like 70s singer-songwritery. There's like so many genres listed under this album. There was like world, country, folk, and there was also funk and soul underneath it. So I don't know, it'll be interesting to see what this ends up being once I play it. Oh yeah, and this one was pretty weird. This is probably like the newest record I've ever found at a thrift store. but it's listening relevant music or licensing relevant music, sorry. And this is from the music bed. I didn't find anything about this on Discogs. But reading the inside of it, it says it just has like a compilation or some sampling of some unknown artists to try to get them licensed and other things. Yeah, it has things like Royal Dash, Secret Weapons, Tony Anderson, Solomon Lighthelm. And the second side has Cameron Ernst, Taylor Turner, Lovelight, Brooke Wagner, Weaver at the Loom. So yeah, it's kind of just like a licensing sampler, but I just thought that was pretty interesting. And plus this looks like, I didn't find a year on it at all, but it looks like it was definitely made within like the last 10 years or so. But yeah, I just thought that was kind of cool. And then this one, oh, this is the last one actually. This is, I'm getting into a lot of like Latin and Spanish music, and I saw this and it just looked really cool. This is Angelica Maria Tonto. It's definitely a Spanish record. And then she also has a mariachi band that plays on this as well. Mariachi Mexico de Pepe Villa. I probably wrecked that name. But yeah, this is yeah, just I think it's just supposed to be like Spanish pop music essentially. Mariachi band, cantina stuff. But yeah, actually at this thrift store, there was a Jose Feliciano record, and Jose Feliciano is like one of my favorite musicians and artists and singers. I love his stuff. For those of you who don't know, he's a blind guitar player and singer. He famously did the original version of Feliz Navidad. But yeah, he did like a lot of great covers of like California Dreamin' and Light My Fire by The Doors. But yeah, I was so excited when I saw that at the thrift store. My heart like literally stopped. But of course, when I looked at the record, it was just so scratched and beat to shit, and just no way it would be playable. I feel like I never find his stuff. Like even in record stores, I never find his stuff. But maybe that was my glimmer of hope. Maybe the next time I go record store shopping or thrift store shopping, I'll find some Jose Feliciano to enrich my life. But yeah, that was the last of the things I got. Yeah, hopefully I'll listen to these, be able to listen to most of this within the next week, and maybe give you some updates in the next video to see why I liked, to tell you why I liked, or to tell you why I didn't like. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.